Hi boys, I've done a little quiz on Google Classroom of the Three Little Pigs, so I thought I'd read you the story. And I've only got this teeny tiny book of the Three Little Pigs, so it's teeny tiny, but here we go. Once upon a time there were three little pigs. They lived at home with their mother in a snug little house close by the babbling brook. The three little pigs were fond of their food, as most pigs are, and soon they had grown up to be big and strong. One day their mother spoke out. "You are big enough now to find houses of your own," she said. "Take good care of yourselves and watch out for the big bad wolf." So the three little pigs set off down the road. Look, can you see that little picture? Soon they met a man carrying a large bundle of straw. You see? "Please may I have some of your straw to build a house?" asked the first little pig. "Certainly you may," replied the man. Straight away the pig set to work and in a short while had finished. You see his little house of straw? His very own house made entirely of straw. It was a little shaky, but very warm and dry. "The wolf wouldn't catch me now," declared the first little pig proudly, and the other two little pigs carried on down the road. Soon they met a man carrying a large bundle of sticks. "Please may I have some of your sticks to build a house?" asked the second little pig. "Certainly you may," replied the little man. Soon the little pig was hard at work, and when he was finished he stood back and admired his fine new home. It was a little draughty, but it looked good and strong. "What a fine house," he said. "The wolf certainly won't catch me now." The third little pig walked on down the road and soon met a man carrying a large load of bricks. He's got the bricks. "Please may I have some bricks to build a house?" asked the third little pig. "Certainly you may," replied the man. All day long the pig worked on his house. He mixed cement, he built thick walls, and as the sun went down he laid his very last brick. "Excellent," he said. "The wolf won't catch me now." The very next day, who should come calling but the big bad wolf? Down the road he prowled, peering under hedgerows and pouncing behind the bushes. Soon he saw the little house of straw, and he was most surprised. "I wonder who lives there," he said, and he decided to have a look. He crept up to the window and quietly peeked inside. There was the first little pig tucking into a large plate of porridge. With a big smile on his face, the big bad wolf knocked gleefully at the door. Little pig, let me come in," called the wolf in a growly voice. The first little pig dropped his spoon in fright. No, by the hair of my chinny chin, I will not let you come in," he shouted. "Then I'll puff and I'll huff and I'll blow your house in," shouted the wolf. The poor little pig trembled and stuffed his trotters in his ears. Outside, the wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he blew the house down. In a trice, he'd eaten the first little pig all up. Licking his lips, the big bad wolf set off down the road. Soon, he saw a nice little house made of all of sticks. "I wonder who lives here," said the wolf. He tiptoed up to the window and peeped inside. There was the second little pig, finishing his third cup of tea. With a wicked grin, the big bad wolf marched up and knocked loudly on the front door. He went. Little pig, let me come in," he called. The second little pig jumped in the air, spilling hot tea all over his toast. You see? No, by the hair of my chinny chin, I will not let you come in," he shouted. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," shouted the wolf. The little pig hid under the table. Outside, the wolf laughed. He huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. In 2 ticks he'd eaten the second little pig all up. Patting his stomach, the third little wolf strolled on down the road. Soon he came upon a smart house made of bricks. "I wonder who lives in this fine house," cried the wolf with a wink and a sly smirk. Inside, the third little pig sat back in his comfortable armchair and carried on reading the newspaper. He wasn't at all bothered by the silly old wolf. Little pig, the wolf said softly through the letterbox. Little pig, let me come in." The little pig shook his newspaper crossly. No, by the hair of my chinny chin, I will not let you come in." Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, bollered the wolf, looking through the window. You see? Puff away, huff away, replied the pig carelessly. You don't scare me. The wolf just smirked. He had blown down the house of straw. He had blown down the house of sticks. He was sure he could blow down a house of bricks. He stepped back and took a deep breath. Then with his hand on his knees and his cheeks as fat as cushions, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but nothing happened. The house stood strong and straight. Once more the wolf blew with all his might, but not a single brick shifted. Pink with embarrassment, the wolf decided to try another plan. He knocked politely on the little pig's door. Oh, little pig, I hear you like turnips. Well, the best turnips grow in Father Smith's mill, and if you'll be ready at 6 o'clock in the morning, I will take you there. I'll be ready, replied the little pig. So the next morning at 6 o'clock, the wolf came calling at the door. Are you ready, little pig? He cried. Ready, replied the pig. I was ready long ago. I've already fetched my turnips, and now they're cooking in my pot. The wolf turned red with anger. He could smell a delicious aroma wafting from the little pig's chimney. Soon the wolf counted to 10 and tried to calm himself. He had another plan. Oh, little pig, I know you like apples. Well, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, I'm going to Merry Garden Farm to pick as many as I like. If you can be ready, you can come with me. I'll be ready, said the little pig. Look, he's still got his turnips. The next morning, the little pig left his house at 4 o'clock to be sure to beat the wolf, but he wasn't quick enough. He was high up in an apple tree, eating his fill, when the big bad wolf arrived. Can you see? Looking up in the tree. Oh, there you are, cried the wolf. Are the apples good? The pig nearly fell out of the tree in fright. The wolf had him trapped. How he wished he was safe at home in his strong house of bricks. Slowly the wolf prowled around the trunk, never taking his eyes off the pig for a second. Then the little pig had a clever idea. Those really are very tasty apples, Mr. Wolf, he called down. Surely you'd like to try one. And he threw an apple as far as he could across the orchard. The greedy wolf went bounding after it, and in a flash the pig was down and the tree and running for home as quick as he could. The wolf turned purple with rage. He was determined not to be beaten by the clever little pig. He called at the house the next day. I'm going to the fair this afternoon. Would you like to come with me? He asked in a friendly voice. He could manage. The little pig looked through the letterbox. Another trick, he thought, the little pig. Well, I've got the turnips before him. I got the apples before him. I'm sure I can get to the fair before him. And so the little pig agreed to meet the wolf at 3 o'clock. But at 2 o'clock, the pig set off on his own. He had a lovely time at the fair and bought a beautiful big butter churn. On his way home, he spied the wolf coming up the hill towards him. The little pig was very afraid. Trapped again, he cried. What shall I do? He clasped the barrel to his chest and frantically looked around for somewhere to hide. But the field stretched out on all sides without so much as the thorn bush or a holly hedge to give him cover. Then the little pig looked at his butter churn and laughed. This will save me, he cackled, and into the barrel he jumped. It rolled down the road faster and faster. It frightened the wolf so much that he nearly leapt out of his skin. The pig rolled on down the road and soon was safe and sound in his hound. He was just tucking into his second slice of apple cake when there was a timid knock at the door. The pig looked through the window, and there stood the wolf with his knees knocking, looking very worried indeed. A horrible monster attacked me on the way to the fair, he quivered. The pig thought this was very funny. Why, that was me in the butter churn, he laughed. Then the wolf heard this. He nearly exploded. Little pig, he shouted. I'm going to climb down your chimney and eat you all up right now. Quickly the pig lit a fire under his large pot of water. As the flames leapt higher and higher and the water bubbled and got hotter and hotter. Can you see? The wolf climbed up onto the roof. He made a terrible noise, slipping on the brick tiles. The little pig listened hard and heard the wolf reaching the chimney pot. Clatter, clatter went the wolf's claws, and soon the little pig could hear him squeezing his way down the chimney. When the little pig saw the end of the wolf's tail, he lifted the lid of his cooking pot. Down came the wolf, and with a splash he fell straight into the boiling water. Clang, back went on the lid, and soon the wolf was dead. But as I expect you can guess, the third little pig lived happily ever after and was never troubled by the big bad wolf again. So that's the end of the story. Try and do the quiz and see if you have some fun. See you later. Bye-bye.